Hello everyone. This is Sainath Jamla representing Team Astrotech for this week's assignment on network activity diagram, and I'm here with my project teammates to present you our work. And this is the table of contents which we are going through today. And coming to the executive summary, for this week we have developed a simplified network for our WBS and Gantt chart using sets of activities rather than individual work packages to simplify it. And we have even minimized sequential work packages with single predecessors and successors, and we combine them into one set of activities for the whole network. This way, we have reduced the number of work packages which we are using in the network diagram. And network diagram is a graphical representation of project activities and dependencies. And it was created based on the predecessors listed in the Excel file, which we'll be discussing in the further slides. And for this assignment, we have created two tables. One is the earliest and latest start finish table, and the other one is Slack activation table, which will be discussed further.
Yeah, so talking about our activity breakdown structure and how we broke it down here. So in the WBS, we obviously had a lot more there because you have the planning of each individual one, the ordering of each section, and all of that. So here we just start with planning. We move on to hull and deck. Then we do each individual system. So we have the electrical system, the sanitation system, anchoring, navigation, propulsion, steering, and then the combination of two of them with the autopilot install. Then we move on to freshwater, finally research, and then we go into our testing, our initial testing, sea testing, inspection, and delivery. And the reason that we did it this way was when we were looking at it, we realized that they could all be broken down into quite a few different parts. Like hull and deck could be 5 or 6 parts on its own, just separated out if we wanted to get very specific. But when we looked at that, that ended up making our network diagram way too complicated. So we wanted to shrink it up, and the best way to do so seemed to be to break it down by system so that we'd still stay organized but not go too far back.
And this is our earliest and latest start or finish table. And so this table contains earliest start, latest start, earliest finish, and latest finish times. And this table helps us to determine the project timeline. And this is created based upon the variances and activity durations of the previous table. And going forward, this is the slack table, which gives us the amount of slack we have on each activity. um, this helps us identify critical path activities where slack is zero, ensuring that these activities should be monitored closely. And coming to the network diagram, we have identified all activities and their predecessors to establish task dependencies. And then once we have done that, we plotted nodes for each activity and we connected them based on their dependencies. And then we've performed a forward pass to calculate earliest start and earliest finish. And then we performed a backward pass to calculate latest start and latest finish times. And then we calculated slack to determine flexibility in scheduling, which identified the critical path activities with zero slack. So for this project, the critical path is, as you can see, that one that is mentioned in the red, which is A, B, C, H, I, L, M. And if you can see the earliest start and earliest latest start times, you can see at every place it's going to be equal because the slack is zero. And coming to the impact of this project, so this project helps us being better at scheduling and execution because the tasks were assigned definite timelines, assuring a well-organized approach. Even understanding when each task starts and ends allowed for efficient allocation of labor, materials, and machinery would result in better resource optimization. And by identifying the critical path, as we mentioned, we pinpointed that high-risk task that needs strict monitoring to prevent delays, which might delay the whole project. And flexibility in non-critical activities help us to see which activities had scheduling flexibility, which allowed us for better adjustment to real world condition. And the combination of Gantt chart, network diagram, Slack table, and WBS provide a clear progress tracking, ensuring alignment with project deadlines. So thank you.